something I was thinking about. I was in a psych ward, Trinidad Psychiatric Unit 2N. It's the second floor. I finally realized it was the second floor, because when I was looking at it, I was even with the basement. Think about it, the foundation is lifted. Right? It's significant, but anyway, that's what they call it. It's 2 North. They call it 2N. Anyway, so then I was thinking, and I was writing, and I was just watching people, and it was my second or third time there. And there's this guy, he was just openly like harassing me, stuff like that. He just walked around me, he walked around my room, and he would just stand there on purpose. And I was across it, I was stretching, I was writing, I was doing my little exercises, training, little exercise. And I started thinking, in a society, and I started thinking about, the ancient times when the cavemen went around. And I just say, that's my residence. And you come to my even in today's world, like, someone is doing that to my house. I mean, I have the right to not defend himself, but, that's an intrusion. But in a bigger scope, not looking in today's world, like, let's say, it was in the caveman days, like, he would have, he also, he would have invited me hostility to his residence. It's just, you can't do that. Even in today's world, you have a family, you have a residence, and now you intrude on my property, you intrude in my life. Now I intrude in yours. It does breed chaos. But I was thinking from a standpoint, it's a psychiatric unit. It's a community, it's a corridor hall, and there's rooms. 2 people stay in each room. I believe that's the biggest capacity, like 28 people. They have so they have like 14 rooms, I believe. And usually you stay two in each room. Males with the males, females with the females. But I was just thinking, it's, even if you're in your room, you don't really know who the person is. There's conflict. The last time I had to switch room twice, because the other guy just, they were just, I got one, it almost like became like a violent confrontation. The second one was just, he wanted a violent confrontation, but he never does, just got angry. He did something ridiculous, and that was something else. But you have to coincide with people. And my living arrangements, my parents aren't the best. It does kind of feel like that. We don't talk to each other. At least I don't talk to them, and not in a good sense. I don't have anything nice to say to them, But even in society as a whole, I was just thinking from perspective, how even the psychiatric unit, it could be taught, it could be fixed how, people really behave in society, and how you have to survive. You can't just go around and just pushing everybody around, harassing you. Sooner or later, something's gonna happen. Or something's gonna happen to you. And also, you invite a lot of danger to yourself and people around you, And those people that were harassing me, actually the second and third time, they didn't do so well either. Not that I did bad, but they got conflict within their own community, their own circle, social circle. And I was just watching, and I couldn't believe how petty and ridiculous they were. And they would just fight over minuscule things. They just wouldn't talk to each other for like a couple hours, and then they started talking again. It just, it's like, why would I? It's like I see people like that behaving. Like my relatives, my parents, and everyone around me. It's really unreal. It's unreal, but it is, an unhealthy behavior, and it creates an unhealthy environment, a healthy society, a healthy community, if you will. I mean, I always thought, you have that chance, why don't you, the staff or the nurses or counselors actually correct people on their behavior, their behavior, and also their actions, how they behave, and try to instruct them. If you're gonna behave like that, not only you're gonna come here again. Like a lot of counselors say that. Well, how do you know what you're gonna do in real life? Maybe you'll have a job and you'll save some money, but it's like you go harassing people because they don't want to talk to you, or and then who knows what are you gonna do to somebody else? I mean, I'm not gonna say, well, you probably in a jail, prison. Maybe not. Maybe people will, people will defend that kind of behavior, but it just, it creates a very unhealthy community. And I always thought, even the first time I was there, there's people in Trinidad psychiatric unit. They have the way to get like, either way to get 28 people, even 20 people to try to instill some decency in them, or not just decency, but corrective behaviors, and to not act, as far as harassment, and also, their relationship wise, how they treat other people, how they, how they receive relationships, how they, how they give back to the relationships. They're really unhealthy. A lot of them, maybe not a lot of them, the ones I was watching. So, I mean, I don't know. Also, I was thinking about, well, maybe it's just too late. Maybe, that it's nature versus nurture. Maybe that's how, a lot of them just are. They're just born that way. The nurture part will be, to instruct them how to behave properly, so not to harass people, not to, threaten people in there, and not just threatening like when they come outside, I'm gonna find you or something like that, and do other things like steal in there, you know. I mean, you could try to correct people instead of, laughing at that and instigating that. So that's why I really don't like Trinitas, and it's a failed organization. But the premise is there to do a lot of good and maybe curve people's behavior or instill some positivity. I was watching that. It's like it's really like a community here in Rowan, New Jersey. Like the things that I've been through, police department, they really don't try to correct any wrongdoing and try to instill any positivity. There's no, I don't feel any unity, for at least towards me and stuff like that. And a lot of people bicker, fight with each other. There's ambulances, once a day, twice a day. Maybe there's not that much violence going on, but there's always some kind of conflict, and that's just on a bigger, larger scale. Those people that were in that unit, well, someone probably for Rollway, they were Elizabeth, Newark, we were all over the place, Westfield, but you get us in there, and you have to. It's an opportunity, but even on a bigger scale, it's like the court cases I've been through, the judges, prosecutors didn't care about peace and unity nonetheless. They had a bias against me, like those people had a bias against me, and they let hectic, chaotic behavior go on and on. They didn't curtail anything. I mean, it's not that you need more money for police training like that. No, I just you have to actually it's all done on paperwork. The premises are there. Whether it's like the code of conduct is on there. Just people don't follow the rules. People just very negligent and just they either get their paychecks. They get their paychecks. They have their salary, their money, and in places like where they should do a lot of good with that. They're just very careless and just they let it be.